Here we go again. Bam! Here we go again, H-Fam Bam. Today, we are in San Diego. Out here in San Diego, guys, you see cool little trolley buses. We've seen so many cool things out here in San Diego, guys. So the H-Fam Bam decided today to come out, check it out. We were invited by Auntie and Uncle and Iris. So we came, we spent the night last night. Now we're just about to come and ride some kind of bus. So we're gonna check it out, guys. Look at this cool little scenery. The H-Fam Bam came in here, guys. Let's see. Are they still in there or do they go somewhere else? Yeah, they're still in there. We're in here, guys. This is what they got in here.
All actual fight footage. There's no CGI, no special effects.
The one that 100.
It's all actual fight footage.
Oh, really? Oh, you did it, yeah. I already know it.
What? Why is it she's never met? Oh, yeah. She's gonna go.
Go where?
I'm gonna go first. Right here. To the side. Hey, stay right here.
Oh, the carrot.
She's gonna go.
She's gonna go to the carrot one. Alright.
Hey, look.
What's this statue about? Oh, okay, cool.
No, it's not.
What's this statue about? Look, there's fire too, guys. Oh! Macho Man.
We did stay in a hotel last night, so.
Look at these horses. Okay, maybe we can find a San Diego crab. Look, there's a bobber. Let's see if we can find a crab, guys. You gonna see a San Diego crab?
Hi, Daddy.
Hi.
Wait.
That's the year I was born.
That's you fly, but you don't fly. That's fly. You can get on the bridge.
Look at that duck. Take a picture. Take a picture. Good job.
What are you doing?
Wait.
Dad, where go, Dad?
Who's kidding, Carter?
That's okay. It's a trolley. It's not a bus.
Okay, I need a volunteer to kind of hold the light for it. Yeah. Okay, who's going to use your phone?
Sure. Yeah.
Okay, I'll do my phone. That is not a problem. Take your mask off for the picture. Oh, I'm glad you're wearing it. Take your mask off for the picture. Oh, he's like a ready?
They were laughing, but now they stopped laughing.
Guys, look. How deep does it go?
No, don't do them all.
encyclopedia and all the stuff he knows about our cities and waterways. So you guys are in for a real treat for that. Couple safety things. Everybody has to have a face mask. You guys got all face masks? You got to wear that, okay, over your nose and mouth, especially down uptake. You want to keep them covered my nose. Well, you know. All right. Another thing, safety-wise, when we're driving on the street, when these wheels are touching the ground, all your bottom's got to be sitting down, okay? Because amazing enough, this 40-foot blue thing, a lot of other drivers can't see it. Road. Crazy, right? So they pull right out in front of us. We have to stop. So we want to keep you guys as safe as possible, all right? When we get out to the water, then you are free to stand up, move about, but you guys stay inside the vessel, okay? No swimming today, especially you boys in the blue over there. Right?
What did she say?
Huh?
She said, oh, okay. Go ahead.
Little ones, when we get out to the water, you can kneel on the seat, but you can't stand, okay? You can kneel on it and look over. I just don't want you leaning over. Because Charlie's a little rusty with that boat hook pulling people in. So I don't want to go swimming today. Right? So water's kind of cold. So let's stay inside the boat. Deal? All right, we're going to be gone about a little over an hour and a half, okay? Hour of it on land, on water, and half an hour on land, all right? 15 minutes there and back going out to Shelter Island. And that being said, you guys all checked in. You got a little boarding pass, all right? So we'll board you in the order once you guys signed in, okay? So if you have multiple people in your group, one person can hand them, as far as that goes. So you guys will be in just a minute. You want to step out of the way here for a second? We got number one. Come on up.
Go ahead.
You're the next. Okay, she's going to demonstrate how to do this done. I forgot one thing. Thank you. Do not use this blue line. You're going to use these handrails. Hands at the top. Find yourself a seat. Left side, right side. Really doesn't matter. I'll turn this thing around when we're out there. So both sides get to see the right, same thing, okay? All right, go ahead.
For you remember, this is a brand new thing, and for those of you who've been here, you may remember it, but may have never been there. Mount Soledad. Mount Soledad is the highest peak on the coast in San Diego. It's 863 feet tall. What makes it so cool is there's nothing around it. You have the 360-degree view. On a clear day like today, if you're up at the top of Mount Soledad, the Coronado Bridge over here on the right is all the way to Mexico. You look out west, you actually see the horizon and the Coronado Bridge is going. You look north, you see Torrey Pines and the mountains. The other day, there's actually a mountains. And if you look east, you've got Miramar Air Station. The jets take off, they fly right over there. So it's a great view, parking is great, there's also a nature hiking trail there, and it is a veterans memorial. You see all the plaques on the road. And then if you are a veteran, you want to stay in San Diego forever, you can have a picture up there, on your thing, 14, you can buy a plaque. Good job, you have to have a Mount Soledad. Part of our community for It's a great little place to go, and a lot of people, even folks who live here, don't know it's there. Kind of nice.
Can we slide that down, or just don't bump it around? Are they together here? So let's slide it.
Hotel in town, over 600 rooms. There's 2 towers. From the bottom to the top is 497 feet. And the reason for that is nothing in downtown San Diego can be over 500 feet because of the airports. Now for you adults, the South Tower on the 40th floor has a lounge with a big picture window. Great place to see the Christmas lights and enjoy a beverage. Now anybody on board a fan of the movie Top Gun? Anybody? Good old Tom Cruise? Back in 1985, we filmed this movie here, Top Gun. 1986, it becomes the top-grossing movie in the United States. Now, directly in front of us on the right-hand side, you see those red awnings? That's the Kansas City barbecue. That's where they filmed the bar scenes from Top Gun. Now, back in 1986, the movie's a hit, new owner of the bar. He makes a big sign that says, Sleazy bar scenes from Top Gun films here to bring in business. Well, San Diego is going through redevelopment. Downtown was sleazy in the 80s. So the city council goes to him and says, what will it take for you to take the sign down? He said, do something special for us. So they did. They passed the city council resolution, which still stands to this day, designating them as the Top Gun restaurant. Now, what does that mean? Well, if you go over there, the food's pretty good. They have cutouts of Kelly McGinnis and Tom Cruise for pictures, and the jukebox from the movie. Downside, if you go over and have lunch, everybody puts money in the jukebox, and guess what song they play? You lost that love and feeling. So be prepared to hear it about a dozen times during lunch. So folks, sit back, relax for our 90-minute tour. Now folks, this building right over here next to us on the left, that is the old San Diego gas and electric facility that used to supply electricity for downtown San Diego. Building was built in 1911, and it was built with reinforced concrete to withstand earthquakes. When the facility went out of business, they decided to build a condo complex here. Turns out, you can't implode these reinforced concrete buildings. So what they ended up doing was cutting a hole in the roof and in the back, and they built a condo complex right out of the building. So if you walk around downtown and you look up, you'll see this old facade, and right behind it is this brand new condo complex that was built. Now when San Diego started, San Diego was a small town, and believe it or not, we are linked to the Panama Canal. When the Panama Canal opened up in 1915, we had a big exposition here, and that's what created what we call Balboa Park and everything we did to it. But lots and lots of people were going to come to San Diego for the first time. So what we ended up having to do was build a brand new railroad line. And we built a brand new railroad station. So as we come up here and we start to make this turn, take a look over on the right-hand side, and coming into view is going to be our railroad station that opened up in 1915. It's called the Santa Fe Depot. Now right now you can go down and walk around and see it. Also there's an art museum inside. The trolley stops there as well as all the other trains. So it's a great little part of old San Diego. Now look on the top of the building. You see that little cupola up there? Later when we're out in the water, I'm going to show you one that's just like it, that was copied after it, just to merge what they call the old San Diego and the new San Diego together. So we do have that. So as we're walking down the road here, and if you look over to the right, you can see all the different trolleys and the trains getting ready to go. So we are coming out. Now, as we come up to the next intersection, if you go look to the front of the boat on the left-hand side across the street area, the Uss Midway is coming into view. Now, the Uss Midway was one of the longest-serving aircraft carriers in United States Navy history. From 1945 to 1992, she served in 3 wars. The flight deck has all sorts of aircraft on board, all of which flew on the Midway during the course of her career. Now, did you go on a tour? Make sure you take a look at all those ships, I should say aircraft, and also enjoy all the different interactive activities there are. It tells you what it was like to live on an aircraft carrier. And what's kind of interesting, it's become a very popular attraction, so give yourself a good 4 or 5 hours to get there. So far, everybody's on the corner. We're clear on the right. So, we have it. Now coming up on the left-hand side now, take a look, you'll start to see the cruise ships. This is San Diego's cruise ship terminal right here. We have capacity for 2 cruise ships to come in at any given time. So if you do come back to San Diego to take a cruise, you know you're right here in the heart of downtown and walking distance to everywhere. So we do have quite a few cruise ships. The other thing is if you look over there on the left-hand side, you see that sidewalk. That sidewalk goes all the way to where we started our tour today. And if you follow it, it'll actually take you to where we're going into the water. So you can walk around San Diego Bay or bicycle and enjoy all those different views of everything we have right there. Now San Diego waterfront has been going through a bunch of changes in the last couple of years. And one of the new additions is an interesting restaurant. It is called the port side pier. So if you guys start to look to the left, you're going to see the building that's coming into view right now with the geodomes on it. There's actually 4 different local restaurants in there. There's also a stairway that takes you up to a free viewing area if you want to take pictures. But here's the funny part. You go up there, remember, you're going to smell all that food that's going to make you hungry. Now if you look over to the right, you can see a waterfront park. This is built on the county administration area. It's closed and they're fixing it right now. But that's a free water park, so in the summertime you can come down and enjoy and play in the water park. That building right there on the right, that is our county administration building. It was built in the 1930s. Walk around, you'll see all the art waterfalls. It is really pretty spectacular. Again, look to the right across the north side of Waterfront Park. You see those small high-rise buildings in the background. Those small high-rise buildings, that is the start of San Diego's Little Italy. Little Italy became really crowded and congested way back in 1906 when all the Italian fishermen and their relatives who escaped the San Francisco earthquake came to town. They used to walk right down here to the water to go to work. In the last 20 years, people have been buying up the houses in Little Italy and on the footprint building many high-rises. Again, nothing's over 500 feet because of the height restrictions. You have to go down to Little Italy. They work really hard at maintaining their Italian heritage. You can walk down Columbia Street and actually see these old 100-year-old single-family homes with a mini high-rise right in between. Every Saturday, if you're here, they do a big farmer's market to celebrate their culture. Great place to go. Also, I just found out, some of you may have heard what's called the Feast of the Seven Dishes. It's an Italian tradition on Christmas Eve, and several restaurants in Little Italy are actually going to celebrate that this year. Now, San Diego, shifting gears a little bit, we've always been in the aviation building business. Way back in the 1940s, we built bombers here, B-24 bombers. Matter of fact, there was about 18,000 built in total for the war effort. 6,000 were built here in San Diego. Now, some of you may remember that famous picture of the lady in the bandana flexing her muscles. She got the nickname Rosie the Riveter. She actually worked here in San Diego at one of the factories. And that's where part of that came from. So we have a big interest on that. If you do go up to Balboa Park, we have a Veterans Center. And outside the Veterans Center, there's a courtyard with a replica of one of the bombers that they used to build here during their time of World War II. Now, another famous plane was built here way back in the 1920s. And that plane was built for a man by the name of Charles Lindbergh. Charles Lindbergh was a airmail pilot from St. Louis, Missouri. He wanted to be the first person to fly non-stop between New York City and Paris, France. To do that, he needed a special plane that could go 3,600 miles non-stop. Well, he came to San Diego and went over to this complex right over here on the right. Back in the old days, this was called Ryanair. The hangar where they built Lindbergh's plane is still in that complex. Well, Lindbergh met with the engineers, and in 60 days, 2 months, they designed and built a plane capable of making the trip. Now, if you take a close look at this picture, you're going to notice there's no front window. That was because when they finished the design, they realized that they needed an extra fuel tank. They wanted to put it underneath Lindbergh's seat and have him sit on it. He said, no way, that's too dangerous. So they took out the front window and put that fuel tank there. Now when the plane took off successfully right over here from the right, the area was called Dutch Flats. He was flying all the way to St. Louis, New York, and Italy in the flights. When he gets to Paris, France, he becomes the most famous man in the world. Everybody wants to name stuff after him, but he won't sell his name. But he let us name Dutch Flats, Lindbergh Field. And today we still refer to this area as Lindbergh Field. Now folks, I have to give you a warning. We are now entering the wind zone. This is the portion of the trip where we're going to drive 40 miles an hour. The breeze is going to blow. We're about 8 feet in the air. So what does that mean? If you have small children you like, hold on to them. Anything that blows out, well, this year I've had a perfect recovery rate of 0%. Also, Vanya in the ticket forgot to tell you that today, because it's the holidays, we are throwing in for your tour a free hairdo. So for all of you in the back, you're going to get a free windblown hair. When Juan Cabrillo discovered San Diego, the bay was all full of sand and silt. It was only averaged about 14 feet deep. And the reason for that is the San Diego River runs from the mountains. That's also the home of the San Diego Yacht Club. Now, one of the most expensive places to put your boat because it's got the most services. But again, it's all the design. Now, in the 1950s, when they were developing Shelter Island, they decided to have a unique architectural style, and that was called Polynesia. That's why you can see all those lounge chair there and listen to the show for free. So you can do that. Now, we're about ready to get into the water, so I do want to talk to you about the boat and our personal flotation devices. Now, for those of you sitting in the back row, there's a personal flotation device hanging on the wall behind you. For those of you in your seats, there's one underneath your seat. For small children like you, I have special ones right there in my box.